which faction would you like to go over, my friend?
Well, you know, I've started on the Wood Elf now. I'll go over Tomb Kings because they're on the opposite side.
Alright, cool.
And it looks like it'll be rather straightforward here. Some interesting picks, though, in this matchup. We'll get to them in just a moment. Now we have 3 Skeleton Warriors. Oh, actually, hold on. This is a very interesting mix. An eclectic mix of skellies here. 1 Skeleton Warriors, 1 Skeleton Warrior with spears. Skeleton Spearmen, excuse me. And we have 4 Tomb Guard with halberds. A very strong unit, which you see in quite a few mashups. But it's not one that you often see here, and this is an interesting choice. But now for the skirmish potential, we have 4 Skeleton Horse Archers, perhaps the best skirmish cav in the entire game. Now we have 2 Ushapi Great Bows, as well as the Eyes of the Desert Sepulchral Stalkers, hidden and ready to put down some punishing, suppressing fire. Now to round out the skirmish potential, we do have a single Screaming Skull Catapult, the Screaming Meme Catapult, and just a beautiful unit. Just take some time, chat, and watch as it moves. It is perhaps the most glorious artillery animation in the game as these little skelly dinos pull along the Screaming Skull Catapult. Take some time, make your day, check it out. And now to round out this build, the leadership is made up of a Lich Priest, Lord of Light. You can imagine she has the Net of Ammontalk. She's on foot, as well as the Scroll of Nephara Scrolls of Mighty Incantations, which increases the magic proportional to the allies in range. And of course, Arkin the Black, he has Spirit Leech, he has a Summon, and he has the Tomb Blade, by the looks of it. And he's on foot as well. Oh, the Liber Mortis, yes. So the Ward Save, the Summon, pretty standard kit from Arkin. Both the Lords are on foot for the Wood Elf, for the Tomb King, excuse me. What has the Wood Elf brought to deal with the skelly threat, HW?
Oh, an excellent question, Romulan. For the front line, we're going to be seeing Eternal Guard with shields. Looks like 5 of them. Now for the skirmishing potential behind them, we have Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts. Looks like there's going to be 2 of them and then 1 Glade Guard with Hagbane Tips in the center. Now, up front, in front of all of this, we have some very sturdy Treekin action. Looks like 1, 2, and 3 of them, one of which will be the Firebark Eldars. Now, in the back line for the mobility, we have Glade Riders with with spears, and then Wild Riders with shields. And then, before I get to the leadership, let me do a quick sweep. It looks like I've covered everything, so now it is time to look at the Spellsinger of Light.
I've never heard of that unit, though. What unit is that deployed in the back? I've never heard of it. Never heard of it before.
Wild Riders with shields? Oh, no. Wild Riders with shields! Crikey. There it is.
On the move. Go on the hunt. Yes, excuse me for interrupting.
How dare you?
The best part here.
Yeah, the Spellsinger is the best part here. Clearly, side saddle on a unicorn. Riding bareback, gets that regrowth, Power Stone, Earthblood, Awakening of the Wood. And then we have Papa Dirthy with the Sword of Daith. Nothing else. He's just ready to party. Shopty with Great Bow's opening fire on the Treekin by the looks of it. And see what happens from here. There goes that Screaming Skull Catapult.
And initial volleys, not so much in favor of the Tomb King. A swing and a miss from the Screaming Skull initially. Now the skirmish cav, they can get some serious work done. With the amount of shields on the field, they'll probably want to somehow swing into the back line. Some rear shots. We'll see if they'll be able to do so, or they'll just retreat behind their lines, which looks like to be what they're doing.
Yeah, imagine with the Wood Elves keeping the Wild Riders and the Glade Riders in the rear, I think that's possibly a good decision from the Tomb Kings not trying to go back there. But they do have 4 of them versus the 2 cav units for the Wood Elves, so.
Okay, I love this initial play. He's pushing the Skeleton Warriors past the lines. They will eat a charge, but still, this is taking up a lot of micro from the opponent as he was pushing through the Wood Elf front line, trying to get back onto the archers. And these Tomb Guard with halberds could be incredible in this situation, HW. Able to hold the Treekin and just completely halt the aggression and the advance from the Wood Elf. We'll see what the Wood Elf can do to break through this very stalwart, strong Tomb King line.
Indeed, indeed. You have the Skeleton Horse Archers continuing to just harass the flank. They've gotten some decent damage in against the Treekin now. There goes a big Net of a Mintok, though. Awakening to the Wood hitting the Tomb Guard with halberds, but Durthu and the Firebark Elders are taking some damage, Romulan. I mean, looks like the Glade Guard have finally gotten in range, but the Hagbane tips are already routing. But it looks like it's going to be enough to deal with the Sepulchral Stalkers unless the Tomb Kings do something quick.
Indeed, big volleys coming down from these Ushopti Great Bows. And we'll see if they can get enough damage on here. This will absolutely be a critical moment. As you're saying, the Eyes of the Desert, they are not long for this world, just eating massive volleys. But look at Durthu. It's a nice trading kind, and Durthu may be taking the worst of this, but oh my goodness. He's getting healed up 2,400 hit points, and he may just tank the entirety of this damage.
Yep.
And come back to punish the Tomb Kings in the late game.
It looks like that is going to be his strategy. I mean, the Spirit Leaf's going down on top of him, but he's quite healthy. But look at this. He's wavering. The Ushopti Great Bow is just doing so much work, and he's going to be routing Romulan.
And this is where the Skelly Horsemen in the back line could be absolutely pivotal, as they're able to rout off these worn and haggard units. With the Spear on Skirmish Cab, they can be absolutely devastating. If they can chase off Durthu, this is absolutely a Tomb King victory, but we'll see. Durthu is still quite healthy. If he rallies, he won't care that the Skelly Horsemen are chasing him. He'll just pound them into the warp.
Yeah.
But it looks to be a pretty good situation for the Tomb Kings, as the Wild Riders are in the back line, but they're getting torn down by halberds, HW.
You know, these halberds really doing well for themselves. I mean, you have a couple that are very close to full health. One that's down to half health, but I mean, across the board, those halberds. Oh, and one that's completely full health, still in the center of combat with the Wild Riders, as you were mentioning, and it's looking kind of rough.
Indeed, indeed. And still the leadership for the Tomb Kings doing quite well. But this battle is all over the place. There's wins for either player, trying to find some stable ground, and with the archers still online, Wood Elves can still snipe these key targets and try to come back in the late game.
Yeah.
Durthu, he has his Eternal Guard. Look at these desperate, brave Eternal Guard trying to rally their leader.
Yeah,
Very
Durthu,
nice
hold
play,
on.
perhaps.
Wait, Durthu, no. Durthu.
Come back here, come back here. But perhaps Durthu's hate of elves will come into play here. He does not want to listen to the Eternal Guard. He just wants to get back to his woods. But we'll see. If he rallies, that Eternal Guard play could be the changing moment in this entire battle. It's the small things that become massive in the late game.
Yep, Ushopti Great Bow getting shut down now.
Oh, the Spellsinger HW.
Oh no, the Lich Priest is getting her.
Yes, he says, I am the greater wizard here.
Well, he won't be able to chase her, which is the good news. The Unicorn now escaping, and I don't know, we'll see. The Tomb King is really taking the balance of power now.
Oh, Durthu has rallied, though. This could be massive, but it's funny. As Durthu rallies, okay, Spellsinger rallies too. It's just the Spellsinger is in the wrong neighborhood. She needs to be back with Durthu trying to support him. As one charge from the Skelly Horseman Archer, if the Skelly Horseman Archer gets on him, oh, this could still be a win. As either a piece of the leadership for the Wood Elf is the condition here. Either goes down, it should be game.
Oh, yeah. Nope, look. Oh, she's going to run back to the Eternal Guard and Treekin. That's going to help out. Ushopti with Great Bow are targeting her now.
My goodness, she's running for her life, HW. She just might be able to hang on, as the Wood Elf chances are just hanging on as well. A little bit more for the Tomb Kings, and this will be a balance of power swinging against them, and it will be game.
Durthu's
so
down
close.
to 469 HP. These Skeleton Horse Archers just doing God's work. Spellsinger of Life, I don't know if she has enough for a regrowth, but it needs to be down on top of Durthu yesterday. 400 HP.
Absolutely. And still plummeting. So regardless of what the Tomb Kings do here in the late game, these Tomb Guard might just be too much for the Wood Elf.
Yeah.
Tomb Guard, they never like to rout, they never like to crumble, and they will stick it out till the very end. Yeah, I just don't see what the Wood Elf can really do here, unless they get that big regrowth down on Durthu. They can start limiting these key targets and crump these halberds one by one. As mobility is, it's hardly an advantage here, the Skelly Horsemen, but at least they're faster than the Tomb Guard halberds, so they might be able to dance around them. Besides that, there's not much hope for the Wood Elf.
Oh, Spellsinger diving right into those halberds. Durthu getting targeted again. He has 48 HP. If she doesn't heal him now, it's never.
Amazingly, he's not routing, too, with just 48 HP.
Yeah, uh-oh.
One
Screaming
strong.
Skull Catapult. Is it targeting Durthu? Oh, no, it's not. I almost would have thought it would.
Absolutely. It seems like one hit on Durthu, it's game, but yet goes for the Eternal Guard. And the range for the Tomb King is disappearing quickly. These Glade Riders probably want to get a cheeky charge on the Screaming Skull, but yet they're going for the Skelly Horseman Archers. Oh, I think that's a big mistake, HW. They're allowing the Screaming Skull to continue to fire, and they will not win that combat against the Skelly Horseman.
No, they will not. Oh, the last Ushapti great bow shot killed Durthu. Oh, man, now that's got to be game, I have to say.
Oh, a single error can change the course of a battle, and that is the GG.
Man. World Riders. A very good battle.
Those World Riders were left saying crikey, as they got dragged down by this mass. Tomb Guard halberds.
I mean,
Not something you'd see much in the past in this matchup. Often you just see Tomb Guard. But with the threat of trees, their high armor, the halberds really paid dividends in this battle.
no, they really did. I mean, because like the Wood Elf Infantry, if you want to have something that can effectively shut down Tomb Guard quickly, it's definitely not Eternal Guard. Because that's just two anti-large armor piercing units going against each other, except the Tomb Guard are clearly outclassed the Eternal Guard. And
Indeed.
like there was really nothing in this army that's well suited to deal with all of these halberds, and I can't blame them. I don't predict that many halberds when I'm going against Tomb Kings as the Wood Elves.
Absolutely. I would have liked to see a couple damage spells on Durthu, the Lamentation of Despair, or Flock of Doom. Could have helped, but Flock of Doom wouldn't have changed the outcome in the end. And yeah, I think it was just a very well thought out Tomb King build. And the Wood Elf build seems pretty good overall, but I don't know. There might be a few things I'd like to change about it. He definitely took a while to get in the combat, and he didn't have much to threaten the back line, but then again, it was just Durthu getting sniped. Durthu got netted, and it was enough damage to send him packing.
Yep.
The rest of the battle, he was just struggling to try and find ground to gain value. And Hadres draws first blood.
Quick 1-0 lead in this best of 5.
I will go with the Skaven boys. I'll start on the opposite side.
All right, let's see it.
Now, of course, key to every Skaven army, you have a lot of rats. Here, versus a slightly stronger infantry corps, you won't see many slaves, or as many slaves. So in this case, we have, looks to be 5 clan rats. As one of them has shields, being the Arawar clan Vulcan tail slashers. The Arawar clan rats with shields. Now to back this up, we do have 3 clan rats with spears. And to round out the infantry corps, we have Biskrin's Death Squad and the Council Guard. And for the skirmish potential, we have 4 Knight Runners with slings. Eshin making a strong appearance here. And we do have, oh look at this, okay. We have 4 Knight Runners with slings, as well we have 1 Knight Runner with shurikens, and 1 Gutter Runner poison.
And also one of those
2, 3,
slings
6,
is a Gutter Runner sling poison, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love this. I love this mixed unit tactics with the Gutter Runners and Knight Runners. The beauty is you have a Knight Runner and it's visible, and that's fine. Because once they get in range, the Gutter Runner reveals itself, they poison the unit, it gets slowed, and it takes more fire from this massive skirmish corps. And now for the leadership and the heavy hitters, we have a single heavy hitter, as in Warp Grinders. They do have 96 weapon strength, but of course they are here for their slows and the net ability. And for the leadership, we have a favorite of Hadres, the Death Master. He has a standard, oh look at this, he has the AoE debuff as well. Oh, the World of Weeping Blades, the Vortex. Don't often see this, but just think what kind of value you can get with it. And the Assassin has a standard kit, Rival High Talisman, Assassin Trophy, and there's a Plague Priest with the Vermintide Summon and the Plague Breath. It's a pretty standard kits from the leadership. What has the Vampire Coast brought to deal with this Vermintide, my son?
Well, let's go take a peek. So it looks like for the front line, zombie pirate deckhand mob going to make it up. In the back, we're going to have ourselves 2 zombie pirate deckhand mob with pole arms. Also going to see an elite infantry unit here in the form of a single depth guard. These guys can clear out a lot of Skaven chaff, so we'll see how they're utilized. Going to have zombie pirate gunnery mob with handguns, the Shade Wraith deck gunners, and then we're also going to be seeing 1, 2, and 3 units of these Mournguls, and there's going to be a 3rd unit of the Mournguls, bright red regiment of renown called the Night Terrors, and these guys do cause terror, as their name might suggest, but they also have rampage. Now, for the long-range firepower, we're going to have a single carronade, and then we're going to have a couple of deck droppers with bombs, so we'll see how they do here. Going to be keeping a close eye on them after all that hype from Romulan. Also have Scurvy Dogs man-guarded in the forest and hidden, and that brings us to our hero squad, which is going to be no one but a beautiful vampire fleet captain with the polearm and the lore of vampires, invocation from the heck, and the drowned dead. Going to be all that is brought, and that rounds out the army.
Pretty standard Vampire Coast army overall.
Yeah.
A little bit of artillery, gunfire, Mournguls. Not quite as strong as they used to be in this matchup. They used to be a game-breaking unit in this matchup, practically. So you could just terrify everything. But now with just the Night Terrors having terror, it has very much changed just how strong they are in this matchup. Give them the go-go. And we'll get right into it. And I do believe these bombers, they're probably the win condition.
Yeah.
They are probably the win condition overall. It'll just be key how they get their damage done. They're safely work down the flank here. Or if they end up eating far too much fire from all the slings. And the gutter runners are an ideal counter for this unit.
Indeed. All they got to do is keep that distance, though, and they should be okay. But yeah, you see the gutter runners and the night runners kind of running out to them. The slings all staying on the right flank, though.
It's choosing to try and whittle that rounds here. I think this is a decent choice. Just prevent this massive Vermintide from just overrunning its lines.
Yeah.
As is, they could have enough to threaten all the lanes. The full rank and file, and with them staying in their lanes and pushing properly into the back line, it should be very difficult for this pretty thin zombie front line to cover that ground.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, though. This initial fire from the Night Runners and the Gutter Runners can be critical. They're already putting down some pretty good damage on these bombs, and you know, I really don't like breaking up the bombs like this. It just allows them to get focused down and to not hit as hard. Otherwise they could hit hard and fly away. But we'll see what kind of work you can get done. It's not the worst strat, just maybe not optimal. And okay, Deathmaster and the Assassin, they pop the concealment bomb. HW, they're running in, they're going straight for the Lord. It's about to get buck wild in here. Are you ready for this,
man.
HW?
I don't know. I just don't know if I'm ready. Looks like they might be going for the Mournguls right now. Nope, there they go. They're pulling through.
Definitely just misclick. Oh, this is so fortunate. They just had a perfect little lane to run through there.
Yeah, they did. I mean, we'll see if the depth guard come back at some point to try to play some defense for him, but fortunately the Mournguls are in the back line, and although the Vampire Fleet Captain is now very close to getting caught by Deathmaster Snitch, we'll see what happens. Oh, like Vishram Destrod! Yeah.
Yeah, they're diving in there, but they might be blocked. Otherwise, they were going to get a perfect jump on the Lord here. The Lord, he might be able to escape, but we'll see. This could either go pear-shaped for the Skaven very quickly, or this could be a quick snag and a GG for the Skaven. So we'll see. I love this risky play, going straight forward it, be aggressive, go for the kill. But we'll see. I think
they're getting surrounded now.
Yep.
Yeah. They're getting bogged down. The pirates have won the right flank quite handily with the help of their bombers. One bomb is crumbling out. with the help of
Oh,
those
this is
gutter
huge
runners.
though,
But
HW. The Depth Guard are chasing clan rats off into no man's land, and they're needed to win this frontline fight. They need to
absolutely,
be here yesterday.
no doubt about it in my mind, they need to be here. Rival High Talisman getting popped by the Assassin. Because him and Deathmaster Snitch are kind of out there all by their lonesome right now, while the rest of the Skaven army is dealing with other things. These deck bombers need to get the hell out of there. Just not sure why they're standing over the gutter runners right now and taking so much damage when they could be over here dropping their bombs on top of the council guard and be out of range of those gutter runners.
Absolutely. Now the one Scurvy Dog has been activated. The Depth Guard are pulling back, but still, this seems to be anyone's battle. Balance of power is reflecting that, and somehow the Assassin and Deathmaster just hanging on, but with the Rival High Talisman now wearing off, they may be crumbling at this point.
Yeah, there's just too many enemies around. I mean, the council guard is over here, thankfully. Night Terrors are on top of them. But now that the Depth Guard are coming to rush in, Deathmaster Snitch and the Assassin just need to get the hell out of there. Look at that, the Vampire Fleet Captain even chasing Deathmaster right now.
Yeah, indeed a very bold move. And Deathmaster just running for his life here. He's trying to fulfill that contract for the Council of 13, but things have got a little messy here in the back line. But still, Skaven have the units they need to win this battle. And they are on top of the Night Terrors with the Council Guard, which is an absolute ideal circumstance or situation.
But I mean, just in the back line though, with the Scurvy Dogs and the Deck Droppers who have taken a lot of damage, but now look at it, they're cleaning up a lot of the Skaven gutter runners and other units with these Scurvy Dogs. And once they start routing, there's nothing to get them back here as long as the Scurvy Dogs and the Deck Droppers stay on top of them.
Absolutely. This chaos in the back line may very well spell defeat for the Skaven. And they're only now just pushing forward with the Plague Priest, trying to support pushing with their leadership. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This amount of chaos in the back line for the Skaven, units routing all across the field, the balance of power getting ever more against them. With a low leadership faction, you never want to be in that situation. It makes the comeback that much more difficult as the balance of power is against you. And yeah, Vampire Coach just looks to be holding.
Alright, got a shatter there on some more of the slings, Night Runner slings. Some more of them look like they're about to rout from the Shade Wraith Gunner. Anyone's game, but I mean, the Vampire Coast is definitely starting to look stronger and stronger. And look at this, the Depth Guard getting on top of the tattered remnants of the Council Guard and are going to have their way with them.
Indeed, indeed. The Shade Wraith Gunner is just pouring out that light blue punishing fire.
Reminds me of Independence Day.
Just the only thing here is the bad guys win this time. Although most would say the Skaven or the Coast, they're both bad guys.
They're both bad guys, I would say.
But who is badder? That is the question here.
Alright, Depth Guard now chasing the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers. Okay, never mind. I'm going to turn around and start going after the Council Guard as they get shot to pieces by the Shade Wraith Deck Gunners. And then, once they're gunned, the Death Guard should be able to go and kill the Deathmaster and the Assassin. I mean, their armor's much higher, and I just think they seem like they'd be pretty well suited to killing off Skaven Assassins.
Absolutely. Just being able to surround them, bog them down, which is definitely not where an Assassin wants to be. They want to be out running free, going after their key targets, and pulling back to safety once they fulfill. That's it. And yeah, Morngol's healing, ever banking on the balance of power. The Eshin leadership falling apart. And as you said, the Death Guard seems to be a critical tool to...
Oh!
Blades going down.
That's doing a lot of damage. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. The last hurrah, perhaps, for a Deathmaster here. There's still a lot of Skaven units on the field. Could they pull this back, HW? There's still a shred of a chance by the balance of power, but I'm definitely having trouble believing it.
I mean, if they don't terror out from these Night Terrors and they can get them taken care of, maybe, but...
Oh, the terror in the night, HW.
Ooh, now they're getting shot full of rocks. I mean, if the Skaven units survive long enough, like the hero squad, to just get on top of the vampire fleet captain, I still have no doubt that Snitch could kill him. But it's just a matter of
Well, they're getting after the fleet captain now. But look at the fleet captain, HW. Still basically full health. My goodness. Just the power of hunger and heck. Clearly evident here.
There goes the summon. Scurvy Dog's coming back to kill these guys. Oh! I don't think it can, because the Morgul's diving in there to play defense. It's like a really nice play from the Vampire Coast led by Xiphos. And I mean...
Oh, and a pistol summon now to seal the deal.
Yeah, the pistol summon will be shooting down all these range units. Skaven leadership hanging by a thread. I mean, Morgul's are crumbling. But there goes the assassin. Is Snitch going to go next? Or is he going to be able to kill off this assassin? Oh, mean clan rats are running in there now. Oh, no, they aren't. They're running after the Shade Wraith Deck Gunners, who are almost out of ammunition. And to be honest, I would have rather have seen them coming this way. But, yeah, without Deathmaster Snitch, this is GG.
Indeed, quite a stubborn rat, fighting till the very end there. But still, Vampire Coast, they have terror and fear across the board, and Skaven are a low leadership faction. This is still a reason why the Vampire Coast are top tier. And just a few initial plays, I feel it was huge to lose in the Vistrin's Death Squad. They got hit by the Night Terrors, which I imagine Hadres could not see prior to the move order. And once he got in there, it was too close. He couldn't pull back.
Yep.
And the Night Terrors just crumped the poor Vistrin's Death Squad. I feel like if that Death Squad, in hindsight, it's always easier to change because you know what you were planning on didn't work. But in hindsight, imagine if the Death Squad was able to rear charge the Depth Guard, perhaps eliminate them and surround them with clan rats on one side, the Death Runners on the other. Clearly, the Depth Guard were key to rout off the entirety of the Skaven Infantry Corps. So the Death Squad may be getting a rear charge on the Depth Guard, eliminating them early. Maybe that would have helped change things, but still, hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty hotly contested battle. It was just unfortunate the Death Master and the Assassin could not finish the deal on the fleet captain. As if they did and just got a few more hits, it surely would have been GG.
No, absolutely agree. I mean, but across the board, not just the Depth Guard, but the Shade Wraith Deck Gunners, the Scurvy Dogs, the Morgul's, everybody really doing their job in this Vampire Coast army. So, looks like we have a tied match. Xiphos not letting him get that 2-0 lead. And here we are, heading into round 3.
Now, I know you like High Elves and you like Greenskins now. You treacherous dog. You treacherous dog, you. But who would you rather go over here, HW?
Well, you know what?
I'll start with the other.
I'll go ahead and let you have Greenskins this time, since you always give them to me. And you're right, I do like the High Elf, so let's start with the big Greenskin army here.
Now, for this infantry corps of said Greenskins, we have some nice goblins up front for a little bit of economy in the infantry line. And backing them up, we have the hard-hitting Black Orcs. Orcs are the best spearmen in the game. You heard me say before, you've heard HW echo it, and it is absolutely true. And you'll know why when they countercharge Cav. Now, speaking of Cav, the cavalry contingent is made up of 1, 2, looks to be 3 Orc Boar Boys. As well, we have the Durkin Squigs, the Night Goblin Squig Hopper ROR. This is a glorious unit. These happy little goblins riding their pink bouncy balls of destruction straight into combat. See what they can get done. And for the skirmish potential, we have 2 Savage Orc Arrow Boys and Hammer Boy, the Armoire Goblin Block, and just an excellent artillery piece. Now for the leadership and heavy hitters, we have 1 Goblin Big Boss, Zelda Wolf, and he has Titanate Stibin for that melee defense and armor debuff. And of course, we have the giant River Troll Hag with her giant stack of fish and squid. She's ready to party. She just has Spirit Leech and Arcane Conduit. And we have, actually, is that Arcane? Let me see that again.
No, it's Power Stone.
Never mind, actually. She is Power Stone, Mither, and Does she have the vomit? No, just...
No.
No. Okay. Nothing fancy, just Spirit Leech and Mither. And the Power Stone. And for the Lord, we do have a big old spire. The Great Goblin Shaman on the Catch Web Spider Shrine. And it looks to be Gork will fix it. Vindictive Glare. The Crown of Command. Don't even try it. And that rounds it out. As well, I believe I said Arcane Conduit. So, relatively standard Greenskin build. Interesting to see no Stone Trolls versus the High Elves. But now what have the Elves brought to deal with this Greenskin threat, HW?
A great question, Romulan. We shall see Spearmen making up the majority of the infantry here. 3 of them up front. Single Phoenix Guard, single Swordmaster of Hoth, and then we have a single unit of Rangers. For the cavalry, we have Silver Helms. We're also going to have some Skirmish Cav up front. 3 Lazy Troll, thank you for the follow. 2 Illyrian Reaper Archers out front. We're going to then be looking at, for the skirmish potential, an Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, Sisters of Averlorn. And that rounds it out until we get to our leadership and heavy hitters here, which are going to be a Mage of Life with Earthblood on foot. We're also going to be seeing here Arcane Phoenix. And then we have an Archmage of Death with Spirit Leech, Life Leeching, and Arcane Conduit. And it's going to take a Spirit Leech itself from that River Troll Hag.
Ooh, first Mither going down here. It looks like it is going to absolutely crump these Illyrian Reaver Archers. I think they'll lead a charge here, but it's curious. The Greenskin isn't really pouring in to this combat. I thought the Durkit Squigs would have jumped down as well to try and completely eliminate that Illyrian Reaver, but looks like it will escape to live another day.
Indeed it does. I mean, Arcane Phoenix diving into him now, killing some models, but we'll see if it's a mistake or not. I think the Hiles have enough firepower and range to make sure they protect that Arcane Phoenix if these guys go blobbing up on it.
Indeed. They should be able to deal with any of the threats the Greenskins are pouring here, and it looks like the Phoenix will be able to get away. And a good thing it did. If the Durkit Squigs could hold it in place, they're immune to terror. So, this can all spell doom quickly, I feel, if this bird gets stuck. Oh, the Crown of Command to use on the Orc Poor Boys, HW.
That's a beautiful play. Beautiful play.
I think this Phoenix will either die or get pushed out of combat by the Spider. And only time will tell.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about the pushed out of combat. That Spider is known to do it. And the Crown of Command, what a nice use here on top of those Orc War Boys. I have to say, like, really, really liked that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to keep an eye on it, but I also want to take a look at the frontline engagements going down. We see Goblins running away from the Rangers as Black Orcs come into countercharge. The Savage Orc Arrow Boys beginning pouring a lot of fire into the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower crew, trying to get them off of the map as quickly as possible. And the Orc Boar Boys are charging in, but look like they may get intercepted by Phoenix Guard.
That would not be an ideal situation, HW. Now, the Blorks have got some decent charges. They got into Spears, but now the Swordmasters are on the Blorks that charge Rangers. And this Swordmaster could be a turning point for this entire front line. If the Greenskin front line buckles, I think they're going to have a really tough time in this battle, HW.
You know, and what a wonderful unit that he brought just to have in case of Black Orcs. And, you know, look at them. They're absolutely slaughtering them, like you said. I mean, Phoenix over here, the Arcane Phoenix, going back to that combat, it's losing a lot of health, and now we have more Orc Boar Boys diving in there. Phoenix Guard look like they're trying to get in there, but, I mean, I think the bigger problem for the Greenskins is, like, Sisters of Avalorns and these Illyrian Reaper Archers just pouring in so much damage. I mean, Romulan, do you think they're going to be able to actually catch and kill this Arcane Phoenix? I mean, it looks like it's going to escape to me.
That's the constant problem with these Firebirds. So many resources poured into the Firebird, and yet it still has its rebirth. It still has potential to heal back all the damage done. But we'll see. It's all about, I think it's going to get away for sure. But these Phoenix Guard are just sitting there. They're supposed to guard the Phoenix HW. It's in their very name, but yet, okay, here we go. It's looks like it's just barely going to get it. And you know, if the Phoenix dies here, it could kill everything. But we'll see.
It's true. I mean, it's got out of there. It's out. It's free. It's made it. I mean, over here, Orc Boar Boys hitting the Silver Helms. The Swordmasters of Hoth effectively eliminating those Black Orcs, but they've taken so many shots to the face from the Savage Orcs with the arrows. they are just like pouring in a lot of damage, and I don't know. I think the Swordmasters of Hoth, in spite of that victory, it may turn out to be Pyrrhic, as the other Black Orcs are still alive and very healthy and are now getting on top of Sisters of Averlorn. Oh, whoa! Goblin Big Boss and the Black Orcs on top of the Arcane Phoenix.
And the Wog is popped, but
not in time.
These birds are so slippery, though. As long as this thing stays alive, I believe this will be the win condition for the High Elves, as it hangs on by a thread. It'll either be a pivotal unit for the Greenskins to kill, or a pivotal unit to kill the Greenskins in turn.
Yep.
And look at these Swordmasters, though. Despite just barely getting that Pyrrhic victory, as you said, they're chasing out both Savage Orc Arrow Boys now.
Look at them go.
Honestly, I think the one Savage Orc fight, the other one pull back and shoot.
Sorry to interrupt, Romulan, but Black Orcs getting hit by the Arcane Phoenix with that Vortex, and it's doing a lot of work.
My goodness. That is absolutely glorious. What a beautiful animation. And eliminating the second Black Orc unit, maybe the last piece of support for this fighter, and the Troll Hag, as the leadership finds them on an island unto themselves, and just getting hit by all the heavy hitters, all the units, all hands on deck. And it looks like the Firebird indeed is the pivotal unit to kill off the Greenskin.
Oh, Spirit Leech on top of it. All right, it's below 1,000 HP. River Troll Hag looks like she's thinking about getting into combat, and I have to say, I advise against it. I guess they're all casters besides the Phoenix, though, so maybe feeling good.
And everything is so low HW. It looks to be just 1,000 HP for the Arcane Phoenix, just below 650 HP on the Lord.
Oh, gotta get the Sisters of Averlorn. Send the River Troll Hag after them, and send the Dirket Squigs on the other side. Because, yeah, they can't afford to keep taking this fire damage on top of the River Troll Hag. And in comes the Phoenix once again, and they're gonna get a terror route. Lickety split.
I think at this point, the Greenskin is just too spread out across the map, and they simply do not have the mobility at this point to support such a wide battlefield. This is a high elf victory, HW.
It is
Xiphos
indeed.
seems to be pulling the series back.
That is.
Xiphos will have to stave off elimination in the next game.
You mean Hadres?
Oh yes, Hadres will, indeed.
So is Xiphos going to have his revenge with some very beautiful high elf play here? I mean, there go the army losses, and Arcane Phoenix, MVP.
Indeed. Just incredible performance by the Firebird.
Yep. I mean, and it's not often you see the High Elves Elite Infantry coming out and doing so well. And I honestly love this build in particular because often I feel people like overdo it with the High Elf Elite Infantry, but just one Phoenix Guard and one Swordmaster, they're just there in case. And so often I'll see people bring like two Phoenix Guard and a Swordmaster, and then it's just like, which I was actually very surprised I didn't see here, by the way, Romulan. If the River Troll Hag had the Bombardment, you know, dropped in the rocks, Assault of Stone, you could delete the Phoenix Guard with that. So it's very interesting that we didn't see it. I'm sure it was just an economic choice to try to squeeze one more unit in this army or something. But the Assault with Stone on top of this High Elf Elite Infantry will pay for itself 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, she doesn't have that anymore, though, unfortunately.
Oh, she took it up. Oh, well, there I go.
Yeah, that was the big
mouth.
change. Because people often brought double Troll Hag, double Scroll of Stone.
Yeah.
So that was one of the balancing changes to make her...
Oh, thank God. It was... Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that, and I'm so happy it was removed.
Because you saw a double Mither, and then when there was double Assault of Stone, it was just, why not?
No, it was ridiculous.
Stone, the Assault of Stone. And it's just such a good unit already. It was definitely just an extra tool it didn't really need.
Yeah,
cool.
Good in campaign, well, in that case, I point even more made that now you can see this infantry coming back. So I didn't know it was even still there. I thought he just didn't bring it for some reason. So thank God they changed that.
Yeah. In the end, it may have just had to be numbers swarming the Phoenix Guard to try and bring them down. But you're absolutely right. Just bringing some of these elite units sparingly, just having a specific role for them and making sure they fill that role to the T. And yeah, it's just a really nice use of equipping your toolkit to the units you will face. You have the Ranger to clear up chaff, and then the Swordmaster, Phoenix Guard, and just one Sister of Avalorn.
Yep.
And one Bolt Thrower. You don't need too much of this or that much of anything, really, as long as you just have the right pieces.
Yeah, No, he literally, most of this army is a single unit of something.
Yep. No more, no less, just the right amount.
Yeah, he has 3 spearmen, 2 Illyrian Reavers, and then 1 of each of everything else. Which is like the high elf strength to me. It's like their
Yep.
units are also elite. You can't afford to bring them in bulk so much, but if you bring a bit of all of them, they just have this way of working together. And that's what made me like the high elves, and made me start playing them, I think. It's just like, I do like these small elite builds where literally you're just bringing a little bit of everything in such a special, unique role for this super elite unit. They're fun armies to build and to play, in my opinion. But
Yeah, absolutely. One thing with high elves, war can be beautiful, as everything works in conjunction with one another. Everything fulfills a role and does it beautifully. Does it at an incredible rate. Sword masters, while the Greenskins were partying, they studied the blade. Or neither.
otherwise, yeah, or neither. Also, naval battles, I would love to have come back. I enjoy the Rome 2 naval battles. Yeah, dude, let's do a head-to-head
naval
Rome
battles,
vanilla
one of
campaign.
yeah, maybe like Carthage, Rome, or something. But,
Yeah, dude, we'll think of something. Carthage Rome is always classic.
and naval battles were everything for me in Rome 2.
Oh, yeah.
Some people hated them because they're kind of janky. I love them because they're kind of janky and a bit awkward at times. But still, if you controlled your ships well,
Yeah.
I still have fond memories of 7 ships defeating like 40.
Well, it's
'cause
like
they're all convoy ships.
it's like if it gets janky when you get in combat, and I forgive that with suspending my disbelief as like, yeah, it wasn't easy to maneuver these ships once they actually got tangled in together. But yeah, it's buggy.
No, for sure.
Bretonnia or Empire, my friend. I like both of these armies.
Well, I'm going with the. I don't know. I think we need to save the best for last. So I'll go with Bretonnia.
I see.
And I think you know what the best is. I mean, actually, my goodness.
Frank the Tank is on the field.
Our cups overflowing. Now, the key to every Bretonnia army, the true heroes, are the peasant mobs. They don't ride in with any glorious armor, noble, renowned horses, weapons, blessed by the lady herself. No. They go in here with their shovels, their pickaxe. But they're ready to get into it and put in some hard work. Just as brave as any nobleman. And backing up these brave peasant mobs, we have 2 pilgrims as well. For the skirmish potential, it's a lone 2 peasant bowmen, each with pox arrows. Now the cavalry contingent is made up of some of the elite Bretonnia knights. We have 4 questing knights, one of them being the companions of Quinair, the ROR questing knight, and as well we have a single Grail knight, looking absolutely glorious. Now for the leadership, is a Damsel of Life. Pretty standard kit. Just Earthblood, Waking of the Wood, the passive, and the Power Stone. Now we have King Lewin, the Anchor, in the air. He has the standard kit, but as well he has Stand Your Ground, as well as the Sword of Corone, and Foe Seeker. And of course he has Late Champion for healing, and that rounds out the Bretonnian army. Now, what has the Empire brought to deal with this chivalric knightly threat, my son?
Well, let's go take a look, and oh my god. I'm so happy. We have spearmen with shields. Got 3 of them up front, 3 halberdiers in the back. Sigmar's sons, the unbreakable regiment of renowned swordsmen. Now, down here, we got ourselves some war wagons. Just looking beautiful, ready to skirmish away. Then we're in the back line supporting this Empire army. We're going to have a single unit of Empire Knights. We're also going to be taking a look here at a steam tank. Ready to fire away, kill some cavalry with cannonballs, and then just run over some poor peasants. Now for the heroes, we are going to have a Jade Wizard, Earthblood, Regrowth, and Power Stone on top of him. And then up here in the air, we have Karl Franz on top of Deathclaw. He's going to have Galmaraz, the Reichland Runefang. He's also going to be looking at Stand Your Ground, Foe Seeker, Hold the Line, and Blood Roar, which of course comes with his mount. Battle Pilgrims taking a cannonball to the face to start things off. And we're going to see, what is that, 4 models killed?
And 4 more.
Ouchie, ouch.
Those Pilgrims down to just 82. But of course, the Steam Tank just waiting to hit some of the high value cap.
War wagons doing what they do best.
It's curious. I mean, these war wagons could go for a full frontal on these peasant mob right now. Let's get an absolutely haggard 50 speed charge right onto these peasants and just...
Looks like the Empire Knights may be trying to do that. Oh no, they're going to pull out as those pox arrows apply the poison.
It was a nice snag by the Damsel of Life as well. She caught a single model to delay that charge. So a nice initial grab.
Indeed.
Oh, look at
indeed.
this though. Karl Franz is going for it.
All right, Galmaraz and the Reichland Runefang.
He has regrowth, so he should be able to take this fight and win decisively.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see. Luen is faster on his
Yeah.
tempo.
He is faster, and it looks like Karl's not even going to pursue the chase. He popped Galmaraz and Reichland Runefang very early there, so he won't have it in whatever engagement comes up next, but we'll see if it matters or not. Just seemed like a very small engagement to have both of those popped.
Indeed, he was probably hoping it would be a bit more decisive. But
Well,
it was, for sure, premature in the end.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Unless you have the Lord pinned in place, if you have 2 Flying Lords, maybe be more patient there. But look at this, Luen.
Get a back charge. A very nice
Speaking of being patient, Romulan, Luen, what do you think?
I think he just was not patient enough. He went right for the Steam Tank, an unbreakable unit, and could this be a quick GG? He only has Earthblood, so it's going to be tough to take up, peel back that burst damage, but as well, these war wagons, they need to be focused by Rick. They are not HW. They're just now focusing him, but it might have been a few seconds too late. And Luen's in a pretty stable spot.
Yeah, he does look stable. Look at that. Empire Knights are routing.
Spearmen, these halberds might rout as well, and this blob may very well favor Bretonnia.
Yeah, we will see. Halberdiers holding together for now. Steam Tank, obviously. I think that unbreakable presence is going to be the only thing holding the Empire together here, but I don't know, man. It's one of those games where you can see where the game is being decided as soon as the battle begins.
Indeed, you can zoom out, and 90% of the funds are all in this blob right here.
Yeah.
Bretonnia Knights starting to rout, though. They're starting to get worn down, but still, Halberd's routing as well. Halberd's just holding on, but I think Bretonnia Knights, they've stayed in combat too long, HW.
I agree. I mean, Damsel of Life is routing too. Steam Tank is basically untouched.
9 war wagons still online, HW. Looks to be, maybe the first one will go down, but that's a lot of fire coming down, and now Karl Franz is angry. He's coming back for Luen. He says, this is my fight. And it may come down to the Battle of Champions here.
Indeed it may. I mean, Halberdiers running back. I mean, it looks like the Empire has won the infantry engagements, which unfortunately means the peasant bowmen will be pushed back. It's only a matter of time, but Karl Franz is just murdering the lady's hero in front of all of her people. Nope, but there he goes. Slippery, slippery Luen.
Just a back and forth fight, and now the war wagons are starting to run for the hills. 5 models running off the field, still one at about 75% health somehow. Just hanging on, just absolute champions of the Empire. This blob fight is just the blob fight.
No, it's like no matter what happens, they rout and then they just run back in, run back in. Neither player giving up on this engagement. The companions of Quinel getting a nice rear charge now. Peasant bowmen coming in. I mean, sorry, just the peasant mob running in should make a huge difference, and even some battle pilgrims over here on the other side that could be running in soon. I mean, what?
Both players have some units they do need to activate, these battle pilgrims and these spears on the backside of the Empire formation.
Yep.
But Karl Franz is just going for it, and this blob still, there's halberds, There's a steam tank. The steam tank should deal with battle program Pokemon's fine, but oh no,
Oh.
Carl Franz. This game has been all about just full aggression, no patience, no chill. They're just going straight after HW.
No chill. That's how I would put it, indeed. Full on no chill. But look at it. Lewin taking
Carl's
some
trying to run
huge hit. I mean, yeah, like Carl is just taking some huge hits. Oh, and the poison from the peasant bowman hitting him in the back. Is Carl Franz going to go down? Oh,
I really didn't like that. Carl was running. He really needed to fight.
And he's
and
down.
down goes Carl. Down goes Carl.
Carl's down. The war wagons, though, getting some nice fire on top of Lewin. And suddenly the balance of power is back to even, and the Jade Wizard's routing. Lewin's on top of the steam tank.
The Jade Wizard HW. And look at Lewin's. Oh no, the Jade Wizard. It's a full shatter.
That's a
There's
full
almost no
The
knights
war wagons.
left.
2 of them are routing, 1 shot. Oh my god. Full shatters on so many Empire troops right now. Key Empire troops. Questing Knights and Grail Knights chasing down the war wagons. And we just have a steam tank that, granted, is unbreakable, but I think we just saw Xiphos pull this back for a Bretonnian victory, Romulan.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's just a situation, too, where Carl needed to just fight it out. He kept trying to pull out, and he was stuck on a couple questing knights, and he took so much damage for doing that. Lewin getting those rear hits, the lower melee defense. And Carl goes down, and it seems to just spell defeat for the Empire here. This was a wild battle. It was almost a complete swing on the balance of power the way it was.
Yeah.
Pretty much decisively in the Empire's favor. But the continued charges, and somehow the war wagons just routed off. But it just seemed... it was just a crazy last charge. Battle of Champions. The battle to decide the fate of Middle-earth. But this beautiful war wagon army is still just absolutely glorious. We have to give credit where it's due. But Luen is the ladies' champion.
I mean, yeah.
The king of Bretonnia. And he wins the day.
God, I love this game. It's so fun, just the variety of the battles today. Kite battles, rush battles, blob battles, and in this one, it was... both players had plenty of mobility, but it was just like... As soon as that first engagement began with Lewin overextending, it was just non-stop. Every single resource poured into one spot. But it wasn't like a vampire blob or something boring. It was just like constant cavalry charges and routes. And, oh, man, it was... Whew,
yeah, that was just a wild battle. Hey, Hadres, you made it to the finals. It was some tough battles here. And it can be tough after such a long day. So always keep your head up, champ. I think, big credit to both our players here. It was a wild series. Just some great plays on both sides. And just some wild finishes. Just also, this can definitely be a tough matchup for the Empire sometimes. Just so many knights from Bretonnia, and it was just a glorious knightly charge there. And yeah. No,
I mean, I thought you.
Battle of Champions.
That's the thing to remember, Hadres. Like, you played like a monster today, and that last battle was so back and forth. Like, I think everybody was thinking it was over, but just like I would argue, Bretonnia kind of set themselves up on a losing foot in the initial engagement with Lewin getting overextended. At the end of the day, you just did the same thing he did at the beginning of the battle. And so it's just the way it goes sometimes,
And it's tough, too. Sometimes you want to pull back quickly, and often that is the right decision if you can get out. But it was just a few seconds. Carl got stuck on a questing knight.
Yeah.
And those moments can decide fate of battles. But still, it was an incredible battle. And I just saw your question, Falcon. Yeah, we can play some battles.
Nice. Yeah, you guys go play some battles. But, I mean, huge shout out to Hadres. And a big congrats to ODM Xiphos. If I heard correctly, Hadres beat Xiphos last weekend, right? So Xiphos has exacted revenge this weekend?
Yes, that would seem to be the case.
Or was it yesterday that it happened in Turin's tournament? I can't
think
remember.
that was last week in your tournament, man.
Oh, man, I'm crazy. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was in maybe the quarters or the semis. But it was a tough series for sure.
Yeah, no, tough series indeed, and just like great battles across the board today. So I do got to get going though, because this has lasted a bit late. So I'm gonna get out of here in a rush. But real quick, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, especially my co-host, who I'll start with, and Romulan, parting words of wisdom.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for joining today. I always thank our competitors. You know, it's tough to play in these tournaments, and the further you get, the more is on the line, and it's more to gain and the more to lose. So, you always just have to keep pressing on. And the key is just keep the fire burning. The spirit is fire, whether it burns strong, burns fierce, or just burns steady. You must always keep the flame burning and keep the fire strong. And now to everyone, for today, and as always, be excellent, and be excellent to each other. And to now to all, a good night and a good fight. I'd like to thank you again for joining. Thank HW. And yeah, we should have a wild finals on the way.
Woo woo! Season 7
Yes,
qualifiers. It's over, guys. We're getting into the playoffs. So
Oh yes, the playoffs.
Yeah. And then the final, playoffs final.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself here.
No. You're just so excited.
The playoffs should be wild, though. The playoffs should be wild, man.
I mean, Season 6 was wild. Season 7, let's make it wilder.
Absolutely.
Go smoke a smile on my face. That's the plan.
Sign you up.
Later, Romulan, and everybody, starting with the chat, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to all the new followers and the subscribers. If I had more time, I would read through all of them. I haven't been the best at doing that lately, but hope you guys all know I love you. So thank you for the support, and then a big thank you, as always, to the players for participating. We had 60 people again this weekend. It seems like 60 has been kind of just the average tournament number for the past few weeks. So thank you guys so much for signing up and participating and competing. You're what makes it possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed it today. But on that note, I'm going to go hang out with my daughter and have a chill evening and get out of this office chair. So everybody head over to Romulan's stream. He's going to be playing some Falcon, it looks like it. So yeah, go check that out after this. Whoa, stop being so sexy, bro. Whoa.
Yeah, stream starting at 10:15.
Hell yeah, dude. Go watch it, okay? Now, I'm going to end my stream, wrap it up from here. So on that note, my son HW signing out. And until next time, take care of yourselves. And I'll see you on the battlefield.